Gosh, been playing this thing for a little bit here. There's something to really appreciate and admire about Yamaha keyboards. You know, they make great other stuff, but my experience with their keyboards, I've always been really impressed. The Yamaha CP25 itself, it's a rare keyboard. It didn't have a very long run in production. This is a 1981 instrument, and you know, it's a synthesizer. It really is. There's really a lot of unusual aspects about this keyboard, and we'll get into that as I start to describe more in detail its features. So, the Yamaha CP25 Electric Piano was released in 1981. It was an attempt to make a more lightweight, portable, gigging instrument. I shouldn't say piano because it can do different sounds on it, okay? It was an attempt to compete with the other big keyboards that people used for gigging, and this is part of the CP series. I got a CP70B behind me. You know, that's a gigging piano, acoustic piano, but it's freaking heavy, man. It's like over 300 pounds. This one, it's kind of bulky and heavy and awkward still. It's cool though, because it comes with that case that you can put on it. It includes these legs that collapse and goes into itself. So I love that. It's like the suitcase, you know. This is a fully electric piano, you know, as opposed to others where they were electroacoustic. This one was fully electric and analog. So it has a very lush and unpredictable character about it. So let's touch on some of the features here. The mode allows you to turn on and off the tone generators. You have 2 tone generators, okay? And that will explain some of the features down the road, understanding that concept. So let's hear it by itself. Now let's engage the second tone generator. Okay, now next section you have pitch. The pitch lets you detune, really, the tone generator. Let me show you what I mean. So you can get some really cool, very 80s sounds, you know, just by detuning it a little bit. Really, really unique character. Now we have the decay section, so that, you know, you got a little envelope generator section here. The decay, you know, you see 1 and 2, and that's again for your 2 tone generators. You can really get some unique decay on here, almost organ-like. So this instrument, I'd say, can produce some sounds like a Rhodes imitation piano, a classic synthesizer out of this, a harpsichord sound. You can get organ sounds, vibraphone sounds. That's what I've experienced on this. So keep that in mind as we go forward, and you can agree or disagree with me on that. So the sustain pedal will obviously be connected, you know, with your decay here. So if I go all the way, that's a long, you know, sustain that happens here. You can also shorten it. Very plucky like. I want to skip this section. We're going to jump over here and I'll come back to this. So you also have an equalizer. You got your bass and your treble, volume control. Now, backtracking. Let's move on to wave. So you've got, like I said, this is a synthesizer. So you've got these 4 different waves. And what's interesting is the manual doesn't say anything about what they are. So only the trained ear, or if you maybe plugged it into an oscilloscope, could you really determine what it is you're dealing with. My guess is, this is more of like a blender of waveforms. So the beginning, it's more saw-like, and then as you go to the end, it's more square. So if, meet somewhere in the middle, I think it's more like a blend. I've not verified if that's, the actual case. So yeah, you can switch between these, and this will really influence your sound as you go through the next step. This is the weirdest part about this instrument, you guys. Hands down. This is a filter. At least the white buttons are. It's very bizarre. The white buttons will go to different filter types, okay? It's almost like presets for a filter. I guess that's one way of looking at, filter presets. So number 1 is low pass. So you can literally turn it all off and you'll hear nothing. You have to engage a filter. This has been an episode for the C chord, you guys, if you haven't already noticed. Okay, so number 2. That is also low pass. This is in the manual. This is from the manual, but it's opened up more, so it has a sharper sound. Honestly, by itself, it sounds a little nasally, so you can combine the filters. So now we have 2 low pass, and it's another unique sound. Yeah, this is definitely, I'm just feeling the C right now. That's it, you guys. I'm sorry. But hey, maybe that makes it great for the comparison. All right, so let's move on to the next one, number 3. I'll turn these off. This is a band pass filter. This one, okay, just listen. This is where it gets pretty interesting. I mean, that sounds like a harpsichord to me. And, that's extremely high end. I mean, you can just tell on the sound. Let's take it from the top again. We have low pass, band pass. Now we got high pass, all right? Very, very sharp, right? And then you can combine them. And you can combine all the filters. Let's talk about the waves again, now that I've introduced the bizarre filters, okay? And this is where you can start to get the different sounds. I'm surprised that in the manual that they didn't provide you with different combinations to get those different sounds. So, I mean, I could show you guys, but I really don't think anyone cares. No one's gonna be searching,
where can I find the presets for the Yamaha CP25?
Okay, so listen for the differences with the waveforms. I'd say again, this is more square to saw. I kind of like it somewhere around B, just from my own experience having this few months now. That seems to be my more favorite one. But yeah, you can get just unique combinations. Balance. Balance lets you go between 1, 2, and 3, 4. I'm really not sure how I feel about this one. Again, this might be more of like getting into the nitty-gritty of a preset, which they didn't provide. Watch. So you don't hear anything. Just weird. You know, you can do this. Now, the gray knobs, you've got 5th and 8th. I mean, it means what it says it does, where, you know, if you press one of these, it'll go up, you know, the steps. So you have 8ths, 5ths, and this is, again, where you can create some sounds that start to sound like different instruments. I'll show you what I mean. Let's do 5ths first. Little detune. Really awesome. I mean, great for music production. 8ths. This is where it starts to sound like an organ. Now you can combine them, it'll sound more like an organ. Lots of variety of different combinations you can do here, but let's move on to another section, tremolo. So let's turn it on. You can control the speed and the depth. I love that. I like that it's not just on-off tremolo. Now, if you're using headphones or speakers with stereo, you're going to notice that's stereo tremolo, okay? Nice little surprise there, but part of the CP series, just like my Yamaha CP70B behind me, they've got stereo tremolo. They're like, we're not getting rid of that. We're staying true to that, all right? It's really cool run through and recorded in stereo. I guess there's a few things I could talk about the tremolo, but really, I mean, it's tremolo. It's a gorgeous tremolo. Okay. This is an 80s keyboard, so the flanger, it sounds so 80s, you guys, and it sounds great too. Let me see if I can get this set up in a certain way. God, this is what I was saying. Like, you could get lost in this keyboard. This is like my therapy. Playing keyboards, playing music, really takes me out of, you know, negative spaces or overwhelmed, anxious spaces too. So I hope you guys found this episode useful, interesting. This is such a quirky instrument, and it's going to be staying in my collection. Oh, bonus. Let me show you guys what's under the hood. This is really, really unique. So these keys are weighted. So it feels very, very much like a piano. Slightly different, obviously, because you got different mechanics going on. But when you pop open that hood, you're like, whoa, this is starting to look like an electric acoustic instrument, you know, the little hammers. No, it's just the weighted technology that they put into this thing, and that's why it has that length that it does. I'm sure they could have changed the shape, you know, if it wasn't for that extension of the weighted keys. It's so fascinating, such quality. You can see the different places that this instrument went to get designed. It looks like Japan, looks like France, and then somewhere, you know, USA, I assume, or English speaking for that matter. So it's a universal instrument. It's rare, it's quirky. I love it. I'm going to keep it. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like, subscribe, and let me know which questions you guys might have about this, if any at all. Any other episodes you want to see in the future. This one's just for me, this episode, just for me and you guys. I'm not promoting anything. So I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.